Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the A320 by FSLabs. We're flying the Metroair Virtual. I think we flew one a couple of flights ago with the A321, but now we're doing the A320, the non-chartered version. And we're here at beautiful Flight Tampa, Las Vegas airport, and we're flying to Salt Lake City. And you can see we have the beautiful Flight Tampa City in the background as well, beautiful photoreal covering the surroundings. And we also in the sky, I'm actually trying now the, what's it called, the volumetric clouds. Thought that would be interesting to see. They won't look as good in certain aspects, but I'll get better frame rates, and it's in some aspects it works much better, right, with the mountains and that sort of stuff. So it's a bit of a hit and miss. I have a new config file that I wanted to try. I saw on Avsim forum, so I thought it would be cool to see how it works. Here we don't really have that many clouds. The biggest issue I found is the transitions, since they are direct, so it's very abrupt. Let me see now. And one thing to mention on the settings part is that you don't need to have, I've been trying this multiple times, you don't need to have them higher than medium. Medium is sufficient. High, ultra doesn't really make a difference. You don't want to have amortized clouds. It makes better frame rates, but it looks awful. It's like there's nothing to do. Some other things to mention: road lights, that should be none. Dynamic 3D autogen should not be selected. Those trees look awful. Special effects should be on low. So these are some settings I just thought I would quickly show, since we're showing the volumetric cloud settings. In these, it's just based on computer. I have the mesh resolution for the Orbex one. You can put it to 1. It does maybe look a bit better with 1, but I don't need it to be lower because that will mess with some of the Orbex airports. Autogen vegetation. I mean, you can tweak these ones as you please, as you find fitting. I noticed the biggest thing is the autogen and scenery draw distance. I would want to keep it 1 higher. Of course, the max would be nice, but high gives me pretty good frame rates, and I'm only aiming at 25 frame rate is what I'm aiming for. So, and I have that with my NVIDIA controller, so I only aim for 25, and actually works better that way when you have the NVIDIA control panel limiting the frames, so that's good to be aware of. In terms of the airport we're flying to, that's PACSIM, I think, Island Sim, or whatever they're called. That's there, Salt Lake City. We do have mega scenery photoreal covering, and then I think it's freeware photoreal with some autogen for Utah. But Nevada should be mega scenery, and then the autogen should be from Living Airports, freeware autogen actually. So yeah, let's get going, since we are on schedule here with our nice Metroair. We'll start the batteries first. Baby steps. We'll start. Maybe we should have actually asked for the GPU first. Let me see if I can. I have to load the state. Try to see, is it the external ones, right? You would want to connect the GPU, right? So for the IRSs, we can do all of these to on. Crew supply, ground control, nav light should be on. Strobe auto, armed, no smoking on. Now I don't know how this one, I thought this one was always on. To long hold with left mouse button. Is that long hold right mouse? Maybe it's this one you have to press. Oh, there we go. Now we got it. Took a bit of while. Good. Now we have the EFB. Bit low on the battery. 10%, but okay. Not the best. We want to use actually for the ground connections. We do want to use this if we can. We'll request the GPU. Just kind of like that. It's a very nice airport, this one, as you can see. And look at this with the AIG. It's just really great AI. And I mean, they look amazing. These Allegiant ones, these are static aircrafts, but you can see the Southwest landing there. We have the Spirit here. I have around 30%. Let me show you that tool. I know a lot of people. So this is the traffic controller one. But this one is only used to control the traffic and insert it into the sim. You can even have settings on if you want to have like extra ground traffic, but I haven't selected that. Usually the airports have it, right? But then you need the AIG traffic manager where you can download specific flight plans, right? Specific aircrafts. So yeah, let's see, and I'll request the jetway. I think that should be connected. Yes, confirm selection. As you can see, very nice. We have the insides here. Slot machines. That's crazy. I mean, I'm a big anti-gaming. I just don't see how we want people to play those kind of things. Specifically considering how many lives are destroyed by that, but oh well. Oh well. Maybe not up to me to judge. And let's see, and I already put this in, so the departure, destination, ETA, but let's see if this actually did get us any message. Doesn't seem like it did, so I'm gonna have to queue it again. I had to switch, or this is the reason why I have to film this again, is because I had to switch the gate because I couldn't get the jetway working, and I thought, you know, better than to have you than to have you watch this video with me fiddling with that. So I restarted it. So I'm gonna fly this flight. We're using the new ACARS system, and we're trying a new feature where you can fly like from the airport of your choosing to another airport. I thought that would be fun because I've been flying their routes mostly. But if you can make your own, that's pretty cool, right? You can use a lot of your airports then. Get some value. Let's put these to bright. I'm hoping at some point to get also the Tolis Neo, the Neo version of their Airbus. So I don't think, or I have a Neo version for P3D, but it's the Aerosoft ones, which I don't really like to fly. I mean, when you have the FSLabs, it's just another. I can fly the A330 because that's the best CO version I have. It's a bit like I fly the black box in the A340 black box because that's the best version I have in P3D. Even though I prefer the Tolis by far. Let me see here. Is this in accordance with what we got? 11, 8, yeah, 0 fuel 127. Okay, this looks correct. Oh yeah, we need to clear that one. This is a thing to remember, always clear that. I don't think the print function works on this one, so that's not as nice as with the Tolis. Let's see what we get. Message, notification, delay, nothing about that. Don't know why you have this print if they don't. I guess if you have your own printer, maybe you can print them out. Let's have a look here before we get started with any boarding. See if we got the online flight plan, which we do. So I can actually stop looking at it from within my web browser that I have open. Let me see also, I took a picture. This is at the other gate. Thought it was pretty cool for the banner with Las Vegas in the background. Okay, so let's see now. What do we need to do? We need to do we need to start inserting our numbers and get the boarding started. And I'm gonna check actually. Okay, we got the load sheet now, preliminarily. So that's good, I guess. In terms of the connections, we do want to get the boarding started. So now we have the load sheet. Looks correct. So I'll accept that. We'll return. I'll go to the boarding. Looks correct. Is the fuel set already? It is. Nice, because I do prefer that. I will board now. I will request. And as we do that, I remember we hadn't started pack X. So I'm gonna get that going. Now I do wonder what amount of people we have to board. We can see it here. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to highlight that all. We have 140. We can board crew. That should give us some extra time. Flight number, what flight number did we have? I thought we had something silly, right? It's like 0. Okay, that's an interesting flight number. Not sure if you can have that, but okay. So not too high, 33,000. Flight time should be, we'll do 130. Time until takeoff. Oh, sorry, KSLC, right? A320, non-neo version. 140. We don't have Wi-Fi. Maybe we do, but let's say we don't. Safety. I love the Metroair safety. It's the best one. I even saw a comment on my last video with someone who remembered that, because it's a good one. It's actually very well made. I wish they had like the Trondheim one, where they would have people here walking through the board. That would be really cool, even though they weren't GSX connected. Maybe they could make like the GSX if you had a really good profile, right? Okay, so we have the boarding started. That is very good news. I'm just quickly gonna go here and check the connections though, if there's anything. Boarding in progress, doors are open. But is the forward door open? That looks very much closed. Wouldn't we want to open that door? Now it looks to be open at least. And yeah, we can see the GSX profile is pretty good. We're getting that stuff on board. And let me see if you want to go to, I think it was Control Shift E. So if we want to do a walk around, we can do that, right? So that's pretty cool. I think I did it on a former video, but we'll do it on this one. The only problem with chase plane is that that gets a bit weird looking. But yeah, let's go to this side in order to avoid the jetway. And even here you can see that it becomes a bit misaligned, right? The aircraft takes precedent over the ground crew here as well in the visual. So I'm gonna turn our body a bit. Let me see, I need to turn it like that. Yeah, we can look at the engines, they look fine. I guess the most interesting part would see the pitot tubes. They look pretty good. You can see here with the GPU as well. So you need to really find the right angle in order to avoid this weird... It's the chase plane problem, you don't have this problem otherwise. And not from the outside perspective either, right? So if we're walking around like this, it's quite fine. And I think we have the Aerosoft logo, so that's a bit fun. So yeah, pretty cool feature. They seem to have really quickly put in the cargo though, so we can jump out of this. Back to the aircraft. Okay, and it looked good on the outside, I think, at least. Let's go on, I'm trying to think which page. You can keep this open for now. We could do it like this. This is probably the quickest way to fill it in. So we'll do init. Yeah, this looks all correct, right? You can just double check cost index. Where is the cost index? Isn't it always here? Maybe I've lost my a few steps here. But you would think the cost index would always be up there. Well, I guess we can follow this. 15 doesn't seem unreasonable. Let me actually close this one and go like this instead. Check the inputs. The 0 fuel weight. Let's get that from our 127.3 and then 11.8. So 127.3, 11.8. What's the CG though? That's always something I'm wondering. I think you can see it on load sheet. So here we should be able to find ZG 0 fuel 33.08. Let me see, entry out of range. Well, what the hell? We can't then have that. Oh wait, sorry, that's why. Maybe this will work. Yeah, there we go. Now we have the 0 fuel. Oh, sorry, and I put that as 8. That should be 33.1. Oh, now I'm doing it again, like that, 33.1. You can see we have some extra time. It looks pretty good. In terms of the flight plan itself, we do have most of it here, but we need to do the SIDS and the stars. We'll at the same time import the flight plan into from SimBrief into Pilot to ADC. And we'll have a look first here and check our online flight plan. We'll have to scroll up a bit. So 26 right, RAT, PK3, and then Queen 5, 34 left. So let's start with the departure. 26 right, RAT, PK3. We are doing the trans as well, or transition. Looks correct. Up until the destination, where we need to insert the arrival. 434. It was 34 left, right? Yeah, 34 left, and then the Queen 5, Queen 5. Now I do want to check these before. I think we can do MLF. And then the approach doesn't seem to be a via, but let's check quickly. I'm gonna put up this. You can see the flight, quite a short flight. So SID, start off with SID, RAT, and we have the trans. That's Frank, star. And this one is easy. 34 left, Queen. It's always easy when it's easy, kind of to remember the names. It was MLF, so it looks very good. And then approach 3-4. As you can see, we do have a few, so we could do FFU, for example. Might be a bit further back though. I mean, we're already coming up to. What about Puder? How would that align? Plague, Puder. Okay, that would work. Then we wouldn't need to ask for any. We can see here the missed approach. So that looks good. I'm gonna move this down. And then let's see if I can get the . if I can get the same transition on the other one, but I'm just gonna connect quickly to the sim. I'll switch the 80s. I'll file the flight plan. Okay, so let's see here. We'll insert it. But I'm not sure why I'm not getting this. Shouldn't there be a via somewhere? Or is there like a... let me have a look quickly here now. Okay, so plague, and this is a transition to from plague to putter. Yeah, we can insert putter. We can remove that as well. And remove that. Then from putter it's Camry. Not sure why these don't align sometimes, like where you have different transitions with different, but okay. Dunlop and then flag. Dunlop and then flag with 2 L's. Now I removed it. Hate when it bounces around like that. Okay, there we go. Now let's see how this one works. So CF, as long as these are correctly lined up, we should be fine. The way we'll double check that is by going to plan. Yes, something is off here. I'm guessing the flag. The flag one doesn't seem to be... Oh, it's because I wrote that wrong. It should be, sorry, like that. And we can remove the old one. This is why you double check, right? Let's insert. That's a very odd... yeah, we need to decel, but the reason is... I think we need to decel quicker. Maybe we can already start here at putter. Let me see if these speed reductions might help us with... because we don't want to have to... Then let me do it 210 here. Does it look better now, or do we still have this very odd turn? Trying to figure out if there's something that's so we have come. I guess that little turn is gonna mess it up a bit. One thing to do is just remove, I guess, putter. Let's see what the effect of that is. Now it looks a bit better. So if we just have that straight in, now it looks much more reasonable. Okay, so we'll plague isn't anyway gonna be noticed. It's such a small transition. It's a very weird one though. I guess it wouldn't be flying like that. I guess it would be a vectors. But good, I think the flight plan is sufficient now. We'll put on the constraints here. Go through performance, so we are ready with that. I still think we have passengers boarding. We cannot unfortunately see them board. They are though somewhere inside here. Yeah, you can see them here, they're boarding. But yeah. Let me quickly find a good viewpoint, or I guess the basic one. Let's see, weather's still looking fine. We can actually bring that up now because we're gonna be doing our takeoff info. Okay, we got some info there. And we wanna do it there, but we also wanna do it through the ATSU system. Or I do like to do both of them, kind of verify. So is it 26, right? Let's have a look quickly here at the online flight plan, just so we're correct. 26, right? Yes. The winds today, we'll use active sky. 160 at 3, 160 at 3. Oh, sorry. Wind should be no. Oh, sorry. Wet should be no. 163. That should be on wind with a temperature of 12 degrees Celsius with a QNH of 2974. And then let's check the second page, and we need to enter some more info here. Estimated takeoff weight, we can get it from the load sheet. Takeoff weight 138.6. 138.6. Oh, and look at these button presses. It looks like you're pressing the button, but it's like... Or maybe you are pressing it in. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I didn't even think of that. They do have that. That's cool. Then this takeoff, I think, 32.2. We can send advisory. While we wait, I'm gonna put these on. So we're gonna want to have those on anyway. We'll wait with the weather radar. Let's see if we get the message for the performance, and once we wait on that, we can do the takeoff one here as well. I mean, it is calm weather, right? So it's not totally unreasonable, these stats, but we want to change them, so we do have 27.73, was it? Yeah, I think that was the one. So I'm just gonna insert that. Flex, optimal, air conditioning on. Let me just check that the ACARS is working. Yeah, it is. We're getting the performance now. This was 138. What was it? 138 something. Let me have a look. Through not this one load sheet actually. 138.2. Hopefully I did put that right. Or not. Now this one has I hate when that happens. 16.3 KLAS. We're doing 26 right. 12 degrees, air condition on, flex, MacTow. That one was different, right? That was 32. Let's see if we can verify it here by going to options and then payload. Okay, it's a bit different, but it should be 32. 2 right, or was it 33? Let me see, I'll calculate. Quickly check here. 32. Guess that was correct actually. Like that. Let's calculate again. Okay, so 1 plus F, 0.8 down, toga. Thrust toga. We want to have flex as thrust. What's going on? Why does it say toga? I'm pretty sure this one is gonna say flex though. Yeah, flex. 142, 142, 143. 135, 13 something is. It's average this one. 27. Let me get back to that. It's because I have the button for the dot being the same button for me switching views. Now we have flex. Yeah, now these are alignments. So this is why it's good to do this one as well, and you know, you just kind of verify that you get the right data. So let's check quickly. 142, 142, 143, 66 in terms of the flex. Flaps should be 1 plus F, and then down 0.8. Can you even do 1? How do you do that? 1 plus F. 1. Okay, just do 1 plus instead. Nah. So 1 down 0.
We're ready to go when you are.
Okay, that should be, I guess, enough. 1, 4, 2.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard. Our flight time will be roughly 1
So
hour
same with V1 and V
30 minutes.
rotate, and then 1, 4, 3.
We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. The tray tables and seatbacks must be in a full upright and locked position for departure.
Let me see, what's this? X Alt FSLabs. Is that the altitude we're at? Let me see, what altitude are we at? 2000. Okay. Good, we have this set up. I think we're fine. We can go to our connections. The boarding is completed, so that's good news. We won't have to do any anti-icing or similar, at least. Doesn't look like it's quite warm. Or very warm, to be honest. What we can do though is start with our APU. We should start the beacon as well. The black flow, we can put to low. We should try these ones though. Make sure that these do work. Which they do. Oxygen masks. Looks like they're working. Yeah, our side stick seems functional. Flap is open. will start the APU. So yeah, we can get going. See, there's another Spirit, so there's probably been some traffic. Is that a Delta? Wait, that's an Allegiant Airbus. God, it's only Airbus and Boeing nowadays. Very sad to see all these MD-82s here. I assume Allegiant doesn't have MD-82s anymore, but let's see. Allegiant Air. They do fly. If they do fly MD-82s, I'm gonna be happy, man. Nope. Only A320s and some Boeing 737 Max 200. So yeah. Oh, they're actually... They're doing both Airbus and Boeing. Interesting. Maybe good to hedge your bets in a way, but who knows? That the FB can stay closed. The flap is open. What's the APU now? Is it... It's up and about. We'll put on the APU bleed. I will disconnect the external power. How do I get rid of the GPU? Is it sufficient just to disconnect, or do you have to... GPU requested. Would be interesting to know how to disconnect the GPU. This is the only thing I hate when you have this kind of connection between, right? It's I think we have the... Let me see if I have the brake. Yeah, parking brake is on. With the chocks. Can we get rid of that? Waiting for action, close left cabin. Okay, so that's probably the biggest issue. We hadn't closed the cabin door. Let me see, wait, I'm just quickly gonna pause here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just had to quickly pause. GPU requested. If I don't want the GPU, what do I then do? Are we getting multiple GPUs now, or... In order to be on the safe side, let me see if I can request. Waiting for the service to complete GPU. Feels like the GPU has bugged out on us. While we wait for that a bit, let me just... Metro 4003. Ready to copy IFR clearance.
Metro 4003 is cleared to Kilo Sierra Lima Charlie. Climb via the RAP K3
Flight level 29er
CK
0. Oh, we're gonna get high clearance.
Expect departure runway 26.
Squawk 6501.
Flight level 290 via the departure. Expect higher
It's
clearance 10 minutes after departure.
501. We have the squawk.
Departure on 125.9er. Squawk 6501. Metro 4003 is cleared to Kilo Sierra Lima Charlie. Climb via the RAP K3 departure, with the FRNCK transition, then as filed. Climb to flight level 290 via the departure. Expect higher
I was
clearances
just checking
10
if we
minutes
have
after
any...
departure. Departure on 125.9er.
How good these screens are
Squawk
actually.
6501.
Not sure if they should have that showing true, but maybe.
Back correct.
It's not the best, it's a bit like Tolis. It's better than Tolis, I guess, but it's really not the best texturing. It's more system simulation depth, right?
Altimeter is 2976 ground on
Okay, so
Metro
seems
4003.
like this GPU thing is really not... I'm gonna remove GPU and I'm gonna actually just have us let me just get back to our normal position. and I'm gonna reset it. There we go, now we don't have any GPU. Don't think we need to request boarding again, but in order to make sure we haven't messed that up, the best way to do that is by checking payload. It does look correct, so we should be fine. Maybe a bit lower. We don't need a GPU, or we can request pushback. There we go. Metro 4003 ready for pushback.
Metro 4003 pushback approved.
Pushback approved Metro 4003.
And we're taking off at 26 right, so it's a bit of a taxiway, not super long, but not the shortest either. We have pushback approved, so that is good. And let me quickly, before we start pushing back, I'm just quickly gonna pause here and just do one thing quickly. There we go. Sorry again, a lot of pausing. The missus needs stuff. Gotta keep your priorities straight. Luckily it won't affect the video itself, right? Because, oh, look at this. Now our iPad is loading up. That is pretty cool. But yeah, at least I'm not streaming, right? Then you would have to endure more abrupt pauses without the ability to actually pause, right? Locking gear. Okay, so we have some pushback direction already selected. Let me see. I'll auto undeck the jetway. This is a pretty good viewpoint. Pretty cool. Well, let me get. Yeah, looks good. I think we have done that. I think we've done all that we need to do. No, nothing else. Oh, seatbelt sign. We need to put the seatbelt sign, and let me check pack X as well. Yeah, seatbelt sign's on. Okay, let's release. But I guess if you do, if you do live streams, then I guess long haul is good in that sense, because you can go and take care of real live things. I assume nobody really just sits and watch the full long haul flight, right? Okay, we are starting our engines. Starting engine number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for
So
flying.
there's that Legion. Is that a
Welcome aboard this Metroair flight.
A319 or maybe A320?
Here at Metroair, your safety and security is our highest priority, and we would like to ask that you pay attention while our
Oh, I thought that was some new cloud type. I was like, what are these clouds? But it's the dirt on the windscreen. Oh god. And look at that, we have a bit of changing weather. Probably abrupt changes, but changes nevertheless. Looks pretty good. And now we have the nice Metroair safety. The engines seem to be starting nicely, so I don't think this one has maintenance-based failures or like random failures like PMDG, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now one thing, so we don't forget, close the window. Close the goddamn window, because I always forget to do that. And I'm trying to figure out how. I don't know how I managed to mess that up all the time, but yeah. Yeah, you just have to press there once and then it's. Okay, now they're closed. Okay, set parking brake. Engine 2, we have the nice EIE engines. You can fly the CFM with Metro, but the IAE engines. Yeah, IAE engines, that's the way to pronounce that. They are supposed to be the ones that they actually have within the Metroair Virtual, so that's good to be aware of if you wanna immerse yourself. Okay, looks good otherwise. Can't see anyone down below. Some pretty nice weather out there. This is really when you get the best out of volumetric clouds. It's so close to being very good, right? So that's the unfortunate part. Okay, let's see now. And we need to taxi, let me see. Metro 4003, ready to taxi. I'll confirm good engine start. Let's check the map. We need to taxi here.
Taxi to runway 26 right via taxiways Golf 2, Golf, Bravo, Alpha 2, hold short runway 26 right Metro 4003.
The taxiway is gonna be really easy. It's basically gonna be down here with this one all the way to this and basically to the end. Very short taxiway, or short and short. Reasonably short. Okay, we have stable engines. That's good to see. I'll do max auto brake. We'll arm our spoilers. We'll go to flap 1 plus F. We will go down to 0.8 for the trim. Full left, full right. Neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder left, rudder right, neutral. Looks fine and dandy. Anything else we need to do before we get rolling? Don't think so, actually. Altimeter set. Weather radar. Weather radar needs to go on. Not sure how good it works now. That's also one thing with the volumetric. It's not as good with the weather radar. But oh well. It's not like I'm the best at following it either. Taxi lights. Runway turn off lights. The APU can come off. We should have turned off the APU bleed first, of course. Big bit of a mistake, but oh well. And there we go. We are now ready to start taxiing. So let's get going. And look at that primer. My guess is that a 737-800? So I guess cargo, right? BCF maybe. I'll release the brake.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure.
Cabin is secure, ready for departure. Nice. We'll probably get the call from Norman or whatever his name is. Okay. Ah. Okay, so down here and then to the left. Did we have that V1 gauge? Was that working? Don't think I heard anything. Maybe it only comes to... Maybe it only works once you are taking off, right? Okay, let's see. Left is clear. And right looks sufficiently clear. It actually, I did some testing before I decided to let's give volumetric a chance. I also thought it would be nice to show you guys, for those of you who might not want to make the jump. Oh, let me see, why didn't I get that? There we go. Can we hear anything? Disarming slides? What's this guy doing? Disarming slides. Okay, this guy has totally lost it. Let me have a look here. Nothing weird here though. Good. We should have gotten the message from Norman that it's all clear, but I guess Norman decided to take a break. That should be on normal. The ignition one. Takeoff config. Looks normal. Good. Good, good, good. But yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the volumetric ones, right? Yeah, no, but I thought it would be nice to showcase it just so you can see. And I did some tread testing, you know, different areas with it and explain, and they are actually very similar in how they look. Different but similar. The overcast at least are very similar. I think some differences how they look otherwise. Like this, I can think the P3D ones look pretty decent, but then that transition thing is just awful. So yeah, P3D isn't a bad sim, like in no way. Maybe not as good as Microsoft, but it's not a bad one, graphic wise. It's just not on the same level, right? Unless you get all these extra things like I have purchased. And I guess which has been the norm in the flight sim community until Microsoft Flight Sim. But I guess even in Microsoft Flight Sim, even though you don't have to pay that much, you know, to get the scenery up, you'll probably buy other stuff. I still see a lot of developers selling, you know, city enhancement packs, and so I guess it's not that. Let me just check if I'm now going right. So I guess it's not that unreasonable to think that we're gonna turn left here. Think that I guess people still spend money, right? And look at this, United with an old livery. Though that was not a good look with the white thing there. I would have probably tried to extend the globe thing, but oh well. But I do wonder what the difference is in terms of what people spend on, right? Do you build a bigger hangar, different aircrafts? I guess people would have built that during the P3D, like me. I have a huge hangar of different aircrafts. If I now got Microsoft Flight Sim, I think I would, would hopefully have a more reasonable spend in terms of what aircraft to actually buy, because you don't usually fly all of them, right? So just to buy for the sake of buying is not the smartest. But then I guess the question is, if you're not talking aircraft, what do you spend on if you don't spend on photoreal scenery? Airports. So that's still the same. Unless you play X-Plane, you can avoid that. So then it's plus minus 0, right? You might spend instead on photoreal for X-Plane, while the airports are fine. But if we disregard airports, I guess people still buy scenery for, you know, the cities they fly to. Maybe want a better New York. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing to think about. I guess the casual simmer wouldn't probably be buying any scenery though. So let's see. There's Southwest, a lot of different 737s. Very nice livery. It's really, I mean, this is the kind of grandfather for Ryanair, right? Ryanair based their model on Southwest. Southwest livery, I guess, is the Ryanair, or Ryanair is the Southwest of Europe, and Southwest is the Ryanair of North America. Let's see if we have some of the wide bodies once we come down here a bit further. It's a very American airport in the sense that there's only a few of them that stand out. I mean, Albuquerque, they're all these kind of flat kind of airports. San Francisco is also quite the same. Denver stands out, I think. It has a bit more of a look, so to speak. Iconic look. But apart from that, which ones are do stand out? I'm trying to think now. I mean, it's more the places you're going to, right? But they are most kind of the same. Which I guess because most of them are government or state-owned, I presume. And I guess it makes sense to have them more standard also in a sense, because, you know, flying is such a thing in the US. Like, you fly everywhere. Look at these clouds. I have never seen something like that in my sky, but oh well. Not everything can be perfect. Not totally unreasonable, I guess. And as long as these kind of clouds stop me from having the waffles effect, then I guess it's okay-ish. Well, let's see. So that's a good thing to mention, is that I'm using Active Sky, but I'm not letting them control my config file. So that should hopefully give us a bit nicer clouds, but let's see. And that's an A320. So not a lot of, that's a bit also the sad part here, it's a lot of the same kind of aircrafts. That Prime one was a cool exception, but also 737. That's a 767, I presume. Let's see. 767 ERF. Yeah, UPS. Then we have some static aircraft 757s. Then we have that that looks like it's flying, but I guess it's on the ground. Oh no, it's flying. My god, I don't know why the mesh there is so off, but I just assume it's or I just play with the thought that it's some sort of pole that it's standing on. But it is supposed to be on the ground if I'm not mistaken. But oh well. Minor inconvenience. Okay, let's see, we're soon gonna turn right for the takeoff. There we have Frontier, Flare. That I haven't seen actually before. Guess it's because I have the higher, with 30% AI traffic, I get these a lot more planes and different types of aircraft. Anyone else coming to take off this? No, doesn't look like it. Let's get back on the center line a bit. Not the best at taxiing, I'll give myself that critique. Okay, so we'll be turning, we'll actually be going the way we are now, aiming a bit to the left. We're going quite north, so I guess we're now almost going northeast. So let's have a look at this prime air livery. So this is pretty good actually, a very nice livery and a very nice model by AIG. Now I'm not using the full, so this is something you can also think about, because sometimes you can change how much of the runway you use, if I'm not mistaken. Metro 4003, ready for takeoff. Takeoff. Approved. Can we do a nice rolling start? Let's see. We have climb, nav set. Do we have the RAS system? Because I don't feel like I can hear it. Oh, we do have it. Maybe the volume is a bit low. I'm gonna give it a bit more thrust. You really notice that at higher thrusts, like the sound really changed. I think the sounds are pretty good on this aircraft. Let's go to 10. Let's try to hand fly for a bit, but let's see also. Oh, is that a plane landing? Let's get the hell out of here so it's not landing on top of us. Okay. Man flex, SRS, and runway. Flap set. Yeah, perfect. We have the gauge working, so you get the callouts. And we have the RAS system working as well, so that was good. Okay, 80 knots. 100 knots. Check. 120 knots. Check. It's gonna be quick with the V1 and the rotate. One. Rotate. And we are rotating. We don't want to rotate too much. Positive rate of climb. And look at this. You would never have aircraft landing and taking off like this, I presume. Okay. Bye bye Las Vegas. Beautiful city. The gear is up. We can shut these lights. Old Aerosoft ops still there. Putting an imprint on how I do my Airbus ops. You can go to flap 0. We're still on flex. We should soon be getting towards the climb. Let's see. There we go.
Departure on 125.9er Metro 4003. Departure Metro 4003 climbing to flight level 290.
Okay, it looks pretty good. The weather looks pretty nice as well. And the city of Las Vegas beneath us. Turning right here. Maybe turn a bit more. I'm not sure what the. I guess the systems, the normal law would stop us from banking too much, right? So I guess we can bank quite fine. 230 knots.
Metro 4003.
Guess I should climb more and that way drop a bit of speed in the process. Like that. Goodbye, Nevada.
Center on 124.62. Take care Metro 4003.
Still looks pretty good.
Center Metro 4003 climbing to flight level 290.
Good morning, Vietnam. We are passing 10,000 feet. We'll shut the landing lights. And we'll continue our turn. What was our cruise? 33,000. We'll definitely get up there. Oh, look at that. These are...
Gentlemen, we have now passed 2,000 feet. You may turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to use your seatbelt fasten throughout the duration of the flight. Do not form a line near the left.
Oh, it's probably just like you have to be above. So it's like above 7,000. That's why I get spooked that we're breaking some of these altitude restrictions. Okay, let's get back on. So very nice to manually fly. It's the beauty of an aircraft. There we have the airport, and we have beautiful Las Vegas beneath us. Let's take a nice picture like that. Oh, I totally banged too much there to get that picture. So we're just gonna turn in. Had to get a nice view. I think this will be a really cool banner for YouTube. So yeah, sorry passengers, YouTube comes first. And let me see if we can get the heading, so we get back on the flight plan. So we have the heading now armed. They want us to get to in first, shouldn't that be our next one? Let's just do it like that. Back on nav. Everything is set, climb. Yeah, good. So yeah, gotta be too eager there. But it's very beautiful. I mean, if you're looking here at all of... it's a bit of a color difference, but I mean, who cares? Very nice city. And now we're getting into the clouds. And here the clouds look absolutely very nice, actually. I'm not gonna complain. Looks like you have some Cirrus, some Cumulus, I guess. Not bad. Nothing close to Microsoft Flight Sim and a bit too blurry for my taste, but let's see. Maybe I'll do a couple of flights with the volumetric before I change back. Depends on how nice the frame rates are. But yeah, not much else actually. We'll now just be climbing. And our tower descent will be in 160 nautical miles. We can actually already go to standard, because we are gonna pass 18,000 very shortly. And then let me see if I have some nice viewpoint for you guys. Don't think I have enough to speak about. They're so self kind of flying, these aircraft, so I can basically just take a break. But I'll be back in a jiffy to check in and make sure we do our approach and that briefing. But until then, you get to enjoy the beautiful views of the FSLabs A320 and the clouds. This looks very nice though, these clouds, like when you're going through it like this. And I don't mind it like this, but then, you know, you'll get another abrupt, sometimes you go through like very nice weather, you're really happy, and then whoosh, weather changes. Don't like that. Specifically on approach. And I did remove like weather changes on approach, but yeah, still does happen. But oh well, let's see. Well, I'll be back shortly. Enjoy.
Center on 124.2 Metro 4003. Center Metro 4003 climbing to flight level 290. Metro 4003, good morning. to flight level 330 Metro 4003.
The captain is back, and as you can see, or as I can see, I guess you've been watching this, we have changed to a overcast that almost look like waffles, but this is actually a good overcast. It looks much worse some of the other ones, the active sky one I've seen. So let's change a bit our viewpoint. I'll show you where it looks the worst, since we now got lucky to get this. Let's see if we also have any. Do we have any aircrafts around us? Nope. But yeah, basically it looks good from afar. Look below, then you can kind of see the issue. But this is so much better than active skies overcast, so I'm not even gonna justify. Let me see if I can maybe find it online though. Active sky overcast P3D volumetric. It's now I can't seem to find it, but it just doesn't look good. And the weird thing is that the true sky is good, like in terms of how it looks. So I don't know why Lockheed Martin incorporated it in the sense that it doesn't have tiles, right? So every, it's just one big area with weather, which of course isn't the best looking one either. So yeah, I guess it was quite cool when it came out, but then I guess Microsoft just kind of blew it out of the sky. Let me see Microsoft Flight Sim clouds. Let's just look at this. Even though you might have input on how it looks, it's just, I mean, this is not maybe the best, but like, and maybe some of these are a bit too dramatic, but it's just generally better. Like, I mean, this looks pretty damn cool. But okay, let's see if what we can find that's been happening around the flight sim community. Not always things happening, but from time to time there is. Okay, let's see. Where do we start? Avsim maybe. Sim market. I saw the new Lancer being released for Microsoft Flight Sim, so that's pretty cool. By Inibuilds, this one, the quick flight bone. Let me actually put it in a bit smaller so you can still see some of the surroundings. But yeah, I mean, it looks very nice. So that's a pretty cool addition. And then I guess if we compare, let me see, because I think there's the Virtavia one, which is what you would get in P3D. And I don't think Virtavia is necessarily very bad, but it's just not at the level you would want it. Oh, and we're already getting to our top of descent. So you can see this is, I guess, an older kind of interior.
Center on 125.57 Metro 4003.
That's okay, I guess. And this is the Microsoft Flight Sim version.
Center Metro
Seems to be very much the same. So let me remove that. Okay, so we're getting to the top of descent, at least in terms of Pilot to ADC. Here we have a bit more time. About 80 nautical miles. But what we can do is already plan a bit ahead by doing the landing. Yeah, we can open that. And what we need to do is destination weather, 270 at 4. 270 at 4. We don't know the altimeter. We do know the temperature is so much colder. 3 degrees. Well, so much, but quite a bit colder. Visibility is good, clouds few. So we should be getting a non-overcast cloud layer that will change once we get a bit closer. We will see that transition. We'll enjoy it together. Pun intended. Altimeter, I'm not sure, but we can have a look at the 80s, or actually windy 80s for Salt Lake City. What's there? They are saying a altimeter of 2985. 2985. And then full on rev. We should write in the airport as well. 34 left. Calculate. Okay, good, we don't even have to write it up there. 135 as VAP speed. Very nice. We'll go here. We'll put this in. 2985 QNH, temp of 3 degrees Celsius. Let me just make sure it takes that as Celsius, but I guess it did. 27 at 4 and windy. Let's confirm that. In terms of our approach, we need some information for that as well. The VAP is correct, 135. So that's good to see. In terms of the 3-4 airport landing, it's an ILS. The biggest risk, I guess, is the surrounding areas. You have quite high mountains surrounding it. It's a bit of in a valley. 4,429 in terms of the barrow. 4,429. That should be barrow. And then full, and there we go. Now we have that set. And we can close here. I assumed it's dry. Another thing also with the volumetric that I forgot to say is that it might have some issues with the rain as well. Sometimes you don't have rain even though you're supposed to have, or you have rain when you're not supposed to have. I mean, it's a bit weird, so I might get tired of it, but I'll try to use it for my next few flights just to kind of showcase it. If you have any preference, let me, write it down, and I'll fly with that. The big thing though is if I get more stable frames with this setup, I might be using it more just for that. It will decrease the chance of crashes, because I've had more crashes once I went with the Rex Skyforce. I used to never have any sort of crash. In terms of P3D news, we do have a new airport, FSCGA, Green Bay. Looks very nice. So that one is pretty cool. So Wisconsin. So I'm thinking if I get some Wisconsin photoreal with Illinois, I'm definitely gonna get this at some point. So if it's on sale. Let me see what else. Not much else in terms of P3D news. I did watch this video on X-Plane, and apparently they're developing a new airliner from the default, but I couldn't find anything about that. I just watched this video by XP. Very nice, 2 hours long, so quite a long one, but it was good to have in the background and kind of listen to it. But yeah, it's so I think there's gonna be a new default airline as one of these updates. Hopefully a cool one, something we haven't seen before, but let's see. I just hope it's not like something that we have or have had like the INI A300. But let's see. Looks like there's new betas maybe available. I was hoping to fly actually the MD-90 through X-Plane, because they had like a mod for that, but that one wasn't that good, unfortunately. like system wise. It's sad in that sense that you have Sibo and is it Sparky 744, I guess a few others, but I feel like X-Plane could have a really good like freeware community, because it seems to be quite straightforward in that sense. You have a lot of people putting stuff out there, but maybe it's like the high-end stuff that's just, you know, one bridge too far. Let's see, an ATR. I'm basically at X-Plane org now, just fiddling around the different pages. Someone's developing an ATR, which looks... Oh, interesting, for X-Plane 11. Why for X-Plane 11? But it looks very nice. At least the early pictures. It looks like it has potential. A 600 model as well, so that would be nice to add to my... So I have the 500 by the Coronado, which isn't that good. Okay, still going forward, but it seems to be all news 2022.
Metro 4003.
At least they're getting those visual ones pretty nicely.
Center
I think
Metro
that's...
4003 at flight level 330.
We still haven't needed to descend. We'll start descending very shortly. What descent clearance did we get? We got it down to 10,000. Okay. Oh, and they do have a Discord server. Let's see if we can join that. Dynamic sim. Invite invalid. I hate that, you know, with the Discord invites. There's so many of them out there, all invalid.
Center on 125.57 Metro 4003. Center Metro
And it looks like this one is dead though. So no dynamic sim ATR. Must be so many dead projects out there with nice modeling. I hope they sell those. Maybe someone else can pick it up. Embraer 120. So there's an Embraer 120 being released. Oh, the Embraer changed simulator, so I guess they are also, so the 120 might not come. It's hard to say, but it really feels like Microsoft is... Oh, and look at that, we lost the weather. So this is kind of the crazy transition changes you'll see. For better or worse. At least we have a aircraft flying directly above us. So you can see some nice contrails, not that long, but at least some. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what's creating those contrail effects, but they are there at least. I'm guessing a 737-800 is my educated guess. Okay, so now we have no clouds. We got out of the cloud layer. But yeah, my to get back to my thoughts, my feeling is that it feels as if, you know, even though there is new things, Flight Factor 777, Tolis, like you're not getting that side kind of projects for X-Plane 12 to the extent I think it deserves. It's a really good sim. And if I'm going to look at my list now of planes. I mean, it's like FlyJ Sim. We're waiting for the 737-200. I guess that's the one they have, and the 727. So the 727 and the 737-200, and then of course they do have the hot starter A220. That one will be great. So of course there is some, but then you feel like there should be more. There's a nice freeware Caravelle, or I'm not sure if that's gonna be payware eventually, but it looks very nice. But you would want some more. I know Xworks works on A380 kind of mod, and then Tolis and FF Flight Factory is doing the A350 version 2. But yeah, would be would be nice with some additional. I mean, they do have, I guess, the CRJ, the Embraers, but for example, nice ERJs, that would be cool. Because I only have the field air ones for P3D, and those are that's okay, but not the best. Okay, we can start descending now. We're gonna start a bit sooner. Let's see if we can maintain a good descent rate. I know a few, they do the vertical descent for the Airbus because it can descend quite quickly otherwise. Oh yeah, and then J. Rollon has a few aircraft, but also not the best on texture wise, but like the CRJ 200, the BAE Jetstream 22, I think they both of them might work in X-Plane 12, but you know, not natively. So you'd want to wait for updated version, like the less Saab 340. There's so many aircrafts that would be really cool to see. Well, let me have a look here. Actually, this looks a bit. Where are we going? This seems to be a place where we don't have a photoreal. Where are we at now? We are. That's very interesting. You can see kind of the difference immediately, right? Not too bad, but we have been flying quite a while. We're not far away, so maybe I need to get the. It might be time for me to get the. I've been thinking about getting the Mega Scenery Utah, solely for the fact that I want to have most things covered in photoreal. Because you can see here, big difference, right? This looks beautiful, this looks, yeah, actually good in that sense. You can really see the comparison. Here you can see though how good, you know, they have done it. Here they have, you know, photoreal wise, but then here they have kind of the same. So it's not a bad job with the Land Class, but it's just such a limited way of displaying things compared to photoreal, right? Where it's like you're flying in real life. Game, real life, that sort of feeling. Okay, that's good to see. At least I now know that I might need to get the Utah Mega Scenery, because those should align much better, which is nice, of course. And let's see, anything else coming out? Some A220 freewares. And then it should do more maybe with the MD-80. I mean, there's some enhancement mods, but it would be nice to see that one get the SIBO treatment, right? But I guess you have the rotate version of the MD-80, so it's not as important or as urgent. Okay, let's see here. Do we see the end? Yes, you see it's only like one tile here. That's Land Class. Maybe not that bad, but I do like my sim to look good. Or yeah, not that hardcore, but at least a bit nicer would be. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, in P3D I'm a hoe for the photoreal. Okay, we are descending nicely, coming down to 10,000. Let's see if we have anything else that we can discuss as we are descending slowly and steadily. Theme deck plugin. What's that? Yeah, just nothing on AvSim either. There's nothing interesting to mention. Yeah, the Golf 650 was released, but I think I discussed it maybe in none of my other videos. Let me though see if it's because I know that one got a lot of flack for the texture, even worse than Tolis. Oh, and they are saying though that it's let me see, it's pretty good system-wise, but the texture is just not good enough. That's the AKD Studios. That's the verdict, it seems. But I guess it's good that they have the systems down and then they can improve the texture. That would make more sense, right? Oh, look at that. So this is why I'm a bit of a... because it looks pretty good now, right? But I just don't like that abrupt change. It's a bit like, well, surprise! The weather changed. So we're now... are we flying into rain? Or did I... let's have a look. Not the Winstaloft, sorry. We want to have a look at the closest. No one reported. No, it's just the dirt again on the screen. That's probably a bit easier to see now. 2985. Let's see if we should switch to that soon. Yeah, very soon probably. Let's see, I've seen some guy who can't get his Microsoft Flight Sim to start. People give up very... people seem to give up very quickly. It's usually quite easy. It's usually some DLL, something wrong with that, you know, just replacing. Usually something that simple. Seems like a lot of people are saying that they are not... they're just waiting now for the new sim. Let's see if we get some new info. Nothing new. So now we're in the clouds. I kind of like this more. It looks a bit weird. It looks from the side. You see there's some weird shapes around the aircraft. So that's a small critique I also have with the vol. And here you can see it very clearly. Like this weird surrounding the aircraft. It's not the best look, but it's better I think than the X-Plane one where it's like pixelated when you're in the clouds. Okay, so the Microsoft Flight Sim PMDG 747 will be released for 2024, but only for 2024. Okay. Oh, and the 777F, they're not saying anything about that one either. Damn, so might not release. Very interesting. Okay, we're below now, so we should not be on the standard. We should be on the normal QNH or the one that's the actual.
Done our final descent into Salt Lake City. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any
There we go.
final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed in seats
Let's see if we have any.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the seatback pocket or under the seat cushion.
Let's see if we get further descent clearances now.
Center on 119.905 Metro 4003. Center Metro 4003 descending to 10,000 feet.
Metro 4003, good afternoon. Altimeter is 2985.
Altimeter is 2985 Metro 4003.
Okay, we can start to see the ground now, so that's cool. Yeah, I got stuck in this AvSim reading this thread. Interesting that, okay, so they're waiting to see, I guess, 24. So, and this is the sad thing sometimes with the sims, that they're updating all the time, is that you don't get like a lot of aircrafts in the same sim, right? You always have to upgrade. So there's always extra costs to that. This is not a critique to Microsoft Flight Sim or anything. I mean, you need to release new versions, right? But it's yeah, it's a bit they explain the same, right? Going from 11 to 12. Like maybe 11 will be the one that was the best in terms of the amount of aircrafts available, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so we're coming in now for our landing. We're soon at 10,000 feet. Let's have a look on the outside a bit. Looks very pretty. Here you can see a bit of how it looks from below. It's okay. It's not awful, but it's, you know, a bit pixelated, some of these clouds. So that's good to be aware of. Now let's see, I'm quickly gonna change the terrain, so we have still a bit of flying to do. Okay, and we're being hand over to approach.
Metro 4003. Approach Metro 4003 descending to 10,000 feet.
Can't be long left now. Okay, and we can continue descent. I'll take that as them clearing us all the way down to 5,000.
Continue descent via the Quen 5 arrival. For the ILS approach to runway 34 left with the future transition Metro 4003.
Let me move this so I have it. We should be at 5,000, about 4,700 to be exact. The airport's altitude is quite high. It's around 4,231. So 5,000 should be fine. But let's see. Is this winter textures or maybe it is winter textures actually. Let's have a look actually. This is I guess it's because we're getting to winter, so look at some of these trees. You get these white trees on the ground, so maybe this is actually... So this is maybe like the island sims winter textures. Because I think otherwise they had photoreal, but maybe this is photoreal, but for winter. Looks like it could be, right? Looks like there's some added wind. So yeah, let's see. That's pretty cool. Even though a bit weird with no winter and then suddenly you have winter, but okay, we can live with that. Landing system should be on. We never did anything with the speed brake, so let's put that back up and arm that. Don't think we'll need to do anything else in that regard. We're still descending in accordance with the clearance. Let's put on the landing lights. I never removed the seatbelt sign, I just realized. They might be a bit pissed. But okay.
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 left with the Pewter transition after plage cleared to Pewter Metro 4003.
So yeah, it looks like it's photoreal, and then he has probably added, the developers probably added like winter textures on top. Let's see what if we can hear this now.
Hi, Norman. Yep, that's the cabin secure for landing.
Norman is back.
Going by.
Yes, he's back. We are all in good shape. Okay, let's see. Okay, so cool. We are doing a winter wonderland landing here with our Metroair. Totally unexpected, but nice. I didn't know they did winter textures. Island sim / pack sim. Okay, let's see now. We need to throttle down quite a bit.
Altimeter is 2985 tower on 119.05 Metro 4003.
Let's see if we can go to flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Tower Metro 4003 inbound for ILS approach runway 34 left.
Don't we have the ILS frequency? Oh no. Sorry, I need to check.
Continue
111.
ILS approach to runway 34 left will call when established on final Metro 4003.
Okay, I think we have the... We can go with approach. I think I saw the airport there. There it is. Let's go to flaps 2 and drop the landing gear already.
Gear down.
Course should be 344, right? Why isn't the ILS working? What's happening? Let me see if there's something with the... We're on approach. 34 left. Okay, I'm taking controls. My controls. I'm shutting the auto thrust. Let's see if we can salvage this. Let's see if we can quickly check. The ILS for this one, 34 left, 111.9. Should be working. I'm out. I don't even know anymore. Let's throttle down a bit.
Flaps 3.
I'll go to flaps 3. Yes, because why can't I get that? I'm not getting the vertical. For some, sorry, the vertical I'm getting. I'm not getting the lateral guidance. Did I screw something up? Hopefully not. We don't seem to have too much. Let's turn a bit. Let's do it kind of visually. We should be fine. Looks pretty good, I think, generally. We're a bit high. let's turn to the right. We have approach nav on. Okay, we can turn down a bit more. Flaps should be going to full. Yeah, very odd actually. Very odd. We'll go flaps full. Let's see now. At least we have the vertical guidance, so that helps quite a bit. The lateral one is the one that's more, and at least we have the visual availability to see where we are landing, so that does help very much. We are descending though quite fast, so we need to be careful that once we start leveling off that our aircraft don't, like, the risk is that then you have to really add a lot of thrust, right? Because you're not descending as fast, which gains you speed. Okay, 1000 looks pretty good. Auto brakes were not set. Medium. Landing gears down. Okay, that's
Clear to land runway 34 left Metro 4003.
I can pull back a bit. Let's see, clear to land. So we're doing this totally manually with also the manual thrust, which is the funnest or the best. Alright, I like it the most, right, when you're doing it old school. So let's see. We are 100 above. Yeah, we're fine.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 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 Retard.
There we go. Thrust set. Yeah, buddy. That was a nice landing. Now we're talking. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be able to exit.
70 knots.
Manual braking. There we go. There we go. Ma. That was a nice landing. And no stuttering on approach and stuff. Maybe I can't use Rex anymore. It's gonna be this volumetric clouds. God, they were running very well. Let's find somewhere to park. We'll maybe join the deltas over there. Did I forget to say established on final? Probably did. We landed on the right runway though, so that's good news. But we got landing clearance, so it doesn't matter that we didn't say established. Metro 4003, ready to taxi. But this aircraft, it's hard to explain how fun it is to fly this one. It's just an amazing aircraft that FSLabs has created. I get like goosebumps every time I fly this one, just because it's very nice. It's just, I trust it almost completely, apart from now the ILS thing with the local lateral guidance. Could have been my mistake though, so that's not. But it's just works very well. Okay, let's see. Metro 4003, ready to taxi.
Metro 4003, contact tower on 119.05, taxi to gate golf.
Let's see, is there anything else?
Alpha 4.
I think the APU should be ready by now. Flap is open, so we can start it. So here we are, beautiful Salt Lake City. It's not the most beautiful airport, but it's a very nice scenery. It's better in the summer kind of look. Now you can see it's in its winter shape. I don't think you can actually if you change season like that, not gonna do anything. I'll just cancel. But it's a very good scenery. Yeah, Island Sim does a good job. We'll taxi there with the deltas. Would be cool if you could have like AIG and you could have Metroair. That would be really nice actually. Not sure we're actually following the right taxiway, but we're just gonna wing it, go this way. The APU is up and about, so that's good news. I just remember I never went with normal pack flow. So that did give us a bit of an increase on the takeoff, but yeah, you probably want to go to normal once you're up after the takeoff. There's no reason to be on low. You don't need that extra thrust. So let's turn here. Looks like Delta has some maintenance hangar here. That's interesting. Did not know that. Let's select gate D13, I think that is. No, D. Oh, that's D13. Okay, not the best placement on this. I wonder if this one has the GSX profile. But let's park there anyway. Looks pretty good, the weather actually from below. Much better than like the normal True Sky. I'm gonna try it a bit more and then see if I like this config file. Maybe I'll try some other ones. I just remember we forgot to do chrono on this flight, but you know, could be worse than forgetting to do that. Putting the timer on. Okay, and now we'll slowly taxi to our parking spot in this beautiful aircraft, and then we will close the engines, make sure the ACARS get submitted, and then we can let's see if we can park here. Ooh, maybe a bit to the left. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. So, parking brake set. Shutting the engines. We'll close pilot ADC. I'll have a quick look at our recording. Looks good. This is a long one, 2 hours. Don't know why, but the FSLabs it's a lot to set up, right? And now it was filed and it was accepted, so that's pretty cool. So very nice system, and we can see here 267 is our landing rate. So at least according to the ACARS system. Let's have a look at what we get from this system. If I open the doors, there we go. Are we getting anything? The engines are shut though, so maybe they are just cooling down and that's taking a bit of time. Oh, I know why. This reason. There we go. Now we should be seeing the deboarding. 262, so very close, so that's good. Then that was a pretty nice landing. Not the best I've ever done, but not the worst I've ever done. Okay, so we will go to instant replay and then we'll watch 360. Should be, wasn't enough either. 460 might be enough. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, very beautiful surroundings. Looks pretty good with the True Sky. We're getting down. We're quite good on the approach, even though this is a visual approach with only some vertical guidance available. I really like the look here on the mountains. Here you can see it goes back to being all green. But oh well, I'm not gonna tweak that. I think it didn't look too bad since it's a valley you kind of land at. Okay, there we see. I start to flare up. we get quite okay, and then we okay, the back wheels first, and then yeah, I think that was a good landing right on the center line. I am pleased for being a manual landing. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. We'll certainly do more with Metroair. They do have a few different ones, 757 in their fleet, the MD-11, the A300 I did with the Inibuilds one, and what else? 747, they do have that for freighter ops, 787, 777, so yeah, a few different ones. So I'll probably take them out for some spins. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and otherwise, until next time, bye bye.